Hello and welcome to CX Today. My name's David Dungay, and today I'm speaking to Michael Moskhi, CEO of Bright Pattern. Welcome to the show, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, David. How about you? Thanks for having me.
I'm fantastic, thanks, Michael. I'm really looking forward to today's discussion. We're going to be talking about AI and agent assist, and how businesses can really leverage that technology to develop their customer experience. But before we get into that conversation, Michael, do you want to give us a quick introduction to yourself and the business?
Sure. Bright Pattern was founded in 2012 and has been under development for several years in terms of product and things of that nature. And initially, we're actually OEM in our products to kind of large OEMs. And a few years ago, we actually took on the task of actually marketing ourselves more directly. And today, we have about 500 customers. We're in 26 countries. We have a comprehensive set of products all the way from AI to contact center, quality management, and WFM. So everything we've done has been native to our platform. So we are one of the few, maybe the only company that has everything natively built on our platform, which we think provides our customers with a big advantage because in terms of ease of use, in terms of deployment, in terms of operations, and that we think that our solution stands up very, very well against the competition.
Well, let's bring this AI to life. Then you can't go anywhere in this market right now without bumping into some sort of AI conversation. I'm really interested in your perspective on where you're seeing AI have the most impact around the contact center right now. What are you seeing, Michael?
Mhm. Well, I think we're seeing AI have just a huge impact. It really goes from the first customer interaction, the first point of contact, all the way through evaluating conversations and quality management. And so we're seeing things like, intelligent IVRs, so AI-based IVRs, where maybe you detect sentiment and you route differently based on that. Maybe you know that a certain agent is better at handling a certain type of interaction. And so, we use AI to do things of that nature. Of course, people use a lot of chatbots today to do simple tasks, maybe to schedule an appointment, maybe to give a simple answer or confirm an appointment, things like that. The other areas we're seeing a lot of activity is in things like agent assist, so real time suggestions for agents as you're having a conversation. Another area I'd say is automated scoring of conversations and agents. So, using AI, we can detect things like sentiment or certain keywords, and then actually rate the conversation, and then actually be able to provide feedback to the agent on how better they can serve the customers. And then I think the final area where we're seeing a lot of activity is really in things like data analytics, where you can really get behind the root cause of why people are calling. Things like, for instance, intent analysis. Why are people calling? If somebody says, for instance, I canceled my order, you really want to get back down to the root cause of that. Maybe it was poor shipping, maybe it was damage in transit, maybe the product didn't work, but you really want to get down to the root cause and then take corrective action. So I think we're seeing AI in a lot of respects really, really transform the contact center.
I want to dig into those. You mentioned a few kind of use cases there, but to really bring this sort of subject to life for viewers and for customers, what kind of practical use cases are you able to share with us, today where AI is having a really tangible impact on customer experience?
I think really the whole gamut of things we just kind of alluded to. I think that it starts with the first interaction, and I think we're seeing things like chatbots for very, very simple tasks. We're seeing as we said things like NLU, so actually have a conversation with the IVR, use an AI-based IVR, have a natural language conversation, and then have the AI go out and actually find answers and make suggestions and things like that. We're also seeing a lot of activity around things like agent assist, and that's where you're getting real-time suggestions, to the agent to maybe help resolve a particular issue with that customer. So we're seeing a huge take up in agent assist. We're also seeing things like on the sales side. So that's kind of on the customer service side. On the sales side, we're also seeing things like teleprompter functionality, where you're really looking for script adherence. So maybe you're in a sales environment, and you're supposed to go through a certain compliance script. You're supposed to give a certain pitch, mention certain things. And with the teleprompter, you can kind of check those things off as you're going to make sure that you're complying with that. The next area that we're seeing, just a big take up is really kind of auto scoring. And traditionally, what's happened is people have had to go and listen to conversations and recordings. And today, what you can do is you can use AI to actually detect what are the areas where you really need to focus in on. So maybe you're focused in on compliance. Maybe you're focused in on closing the deal, what have you. And you can use AI based QM to auto score the conversations, and that way you just focus in on the areas that are really really important to you. And then I think the other area that we're seeing a lot of focus on is data analytics. So really getting behind why people are calling and how you can best kind of alleviate any concerns that you might have about why people are calling, intents, and things of that nature. And then another area that we're just starting to see a little bit of activity is really with the WFM area, and that's where you can use AI to do routing. You can use it to do various things, algorithms, and basically predict caller flows. You can predict volume and things like that. So we're seeing it kind of in a myriad of areas, kind of across the enterprise.
You mentioned Agent Assist there. Obviously, lots going on around the Agent Assist space right now. But does Agent Assist, automatically equal better customer experience? And what are you seeing? Where are you seeing people get this right, or maybe even wrong?
Mhm. I think with Agent Assist, I think the first thing to do is make sure that you actually, figure out your use cases and where it's the most important to kind of assist the agent. I think also looking at the customer journey. So exactly how are customers coming into your call center, and what's the best time to engage Agent Assist to maybe provide the suggestions needed for the agent. And also importantly, I would say where it can kind of fall down sometimes if your data is not good. So if you're making suggestions, you've got to make sure that your integration into the knowledge base or the suggestions that you're giving are based on really accurate information, because the last thing you want to do is provide a poor response and have the agent kind of suggest that. So I think that one of the areas that where we really focus in with our customers is making sure that the data that they're actually suggesting is good. And we also try to recommend that they trial it first. So let's just try it with a few agents. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how the accuracy is. Let's see how the CSAT scores are. And if those all look good, then kind of roll it out to a wider audience.
Yeah, try before you buy is so very important in this world. I do want to give our audience a bit of actionable insight before we leave today's discussion. Though there's so much information about AI. Some of it's hype, some of it's really actionable and implementable today. What are your kind of practical tips for a customer that wants to implement AI? Or even if they've implemented it and they want to get the most out of it, what are your kind of pieces of advice there?
I think the first thing is really start slowly. Try to figure out the use cases that are the most important. So it could be initially in the IVR, it could be with Agent Assist, it could be scoring, but try to figure out the areas that are most important. And then actually trial it, as we talked about before. Make sure the data is good. Make sure that because AI ultimately relies on data. The second thing is really focus in on the customer journey. And again, the flow of how customers are coming into the enterprise, how you're treating them, and where you're running into issues. Try to figure out those use cases and take the most important ones first, and try to go slow and try to really figure out what are the best ones to take on first. We talked earlier too about getting the data right, because if the data is not right, it's not going to be a good experience. Whether it's an AI IVR, whether it's Agent Assist, whether it's QM, the data's got to be really, really strong. And ultimately, I think do a lot of testing, sort of do a lot of A/B testing, where you're looking at the way you do things today, and you're comparing that to the results that you're getting from AI. So those are the things that we sort of suggest to our customers to make sure that when they implement AI, it's done in a really thoughtful way.
So, Michael, unfortunately, that is all we have time for. But I'd just like to say thank you so much for joining me and sharing some of your insights around AI.
Great. Thank you so much, David. Appreciate your time.
And thank you for watching. You've been watching me, David Dungay, on CX Today. If you like today's conversation, please give us a like and a share on social media. That's it for me. See you next time.